If you ask anyone for advice on how to grow on YouTube, you realize that everyone is following the same generic advice. Make better thumbnails and titles, do keyword research, and study your analytics. On the surface, this seems like great advice, but the truth is, most of the people who follow and share this advice do not understand the foundation on which a successful YouTube channel is built. I believe this is why creators get frustrated, blame the algorithm for their lack of growth, and end up quitting YouTube. Which is why in today's video, I discuss the true foundation of all successful YouTube channels: a strong personal brand. All successful YouTube channels are strong personal brands. Strong personal brands have clarity. They have clarity of why, clarity of how, clarity of what, and clarity of who. Clarity is the foundation of all success. Any attempt to accomplish anything in life without a clear vision and concrete steps on how to bring your vision to life is destined to fail. In fact, I will bet money that lack of clarity is the #1 reason why content creators fail on YouTube. The reason for this is simple. Most people only have a blurry picture of their desired end result: becoming the next PewDiePie, be rich and famous, or have 1 million subscribers. Having a blurry picture is a great start, but it will never be enough to get you to your end result. I don't disagree that in order to reach any destination in life, you have to at least know where you want to go. But let's be real. To get to any destination, you have to know whether or not you're going to fly, drive, or walk there. And you can't decide that until you know when you need to be there. And even if you know when you need to be there, the reality is you might not be able to afford to fly or drive and end up having to walk. This is why clarity is so important. It turns a vague, blurry vision of your dreams and ideas into clear and concrete steps on how to bring your dreams to life. The first step in creating a strong personal brand is all about developing a clearly defined why. This is the most important step when building a community, a fan base, or loyal customers. You need a strong why because competition on YouTube is fierce. There are approximately 113 million people creating content on YouTube. At this point, I could argue because YouTube is so popular, most YouTube channels out there are commodities. By that I mean there isn't much difference in the content people make. There are millions of videos out there about gaming, cars, finance, cooking. I could go on and on, but the point is it will be extremely hard to stand out as the go-to person without a clearly defined why. The key takeaway is this: you are the only thing that's different about the content that you create. Having a clearly defined why and sharing your why with others is the only way to find and connect with people who believe in what you believe. Not only that, your why is the heartbeat and the life force of your vision. Why will give you focus, motivation, and drive. And you'll need this for that one moment where you are going to give up. Because it's in that moment that we always break through to success. Everyone's why is going to be different. For me, the main reason I create content is because I want to help people succeed. I used to manage a large team of 65 IT professionals. After I switched jobs, I started YouTube on the side because I realized that I love coaching and mentoring my employees, and seeing them succeed was extremely fulfilling to me. Once you understand why you're doing it, you need to figure out what you're going to do and who you're going to be doing it for. This is where honest self-evaluation and keyword research are going to be your best friends. Your primary goal needs to be identifying what value you can provide to your viewers. When it comes to personal branding, this is called your unique value proposition, or UVP for short. The easiest way to develop a strong UVP is to make a list of your strengths, what you do well, and any unique experiences or expertise that you may have. I always recommend listing out your weaknesses too, because it will help you to develop a complete, truthful, and authentic identity. The more real you can keep it, the better off you will be. Always remember, YouTube is a marketplace and the currency is attention. People will not pay attention if you do not provide some sort of value to a viewer. Once this is done, you should move on to keyword research. The goal is to find the smallest market segment that you can defend, your niche. In other words, you should be laser focused on finding the point where your interests, your expertise, and profits overlap. Find something that you're good at, find people who have a need for what you do, and monetize that skill. This is the blueprint to any successful business. This public service announcement was brought to you by Andre Waterman. Follow me for more tips on personal branding. At this point, I highly recommend picking up the book Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. Following Donald's story brand framework and using VidIQ's keyword research tool, I was able to develop my brand story and find a way to serve others using my unique skills and talents. Be sure to check out the links in the description for more information on VidIQ and all of the books that I mentioned in this video. Next, we need to get clear on how we're going to execute on our why, what, and who. Here, we need to build out the processes, systems, and schedules that will help us to achieve success. The critical components of your how will be your workflow and content schedule. This is where it gets difficult. Smaller creators tend to compare themselves to larger creators and believe that they must release content daily or weekly if they want to grow. They never stop to consider that large YouTube channels are full-on businesses with multiple employees. They have thumbnail makers, video editors, idea generators, script writers, and what's not. This means that as a smaller creator, your workflow and content schedule must be simple, predictable, realistic, and most importantly, easy to reproduce. I know a lot of people are like me and may have full-time jobs or family commitments. This is why I believe that having a manageable workflow and content schedule is key to avoiding burnout. Start slow and ramp up. As you get faster and better at creating content, you can increase how often you release new content. Remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. The goal is for you to release quality content that delivers value within a reasonable time frame. If it takes you a month to release a quality video, then you should release once a month. If your situation allows you to do it daily or weekly, go for it. Since YouTube is my side hustle and I have a little human who's about to turn 1, my goal is to release one high quality, well-researched video a month. I aim to release on the first of each month. And my workflow is broken into 1 week for research, 1 week for scripting, title and thumbnail design, 1 week for studio prep and recording, and 1 week for video editing. I also set aside time each week for reading, learning, and personal development. This is important because I believe that the key to success at anything is to dedicate yourself to continual learning and personal development. All successful YouTube channels are strong personal brands. Strong personal brands have discipline. I like to call being disciplined staying on brand. In my opinion, this is one of the biggest reasons why people quit YouTube. They lack the discipline. Strong personal brands have the discipline to keep going even after a few of their videos flop. The truth is, not every video you produce is going to do great. Always remember, success is never a straight line. Success is actually the result of many failures. I would even argue that in your first 100 videos, you'll have more flops than hits. Chris Do put it best. A fail is your first attempt in learning. The big problem is most people have a hard time counting their failures as success. The reason for this is that they get in a rhythm and release a few videos that do really well, and then they believe that they somehow crack the code or beat the algorithm. Then, when their next few videos do terribly, they're too blinded by the small amount of success that they had to see the areas that they need to improve. Then, they start making excuses, blame the algorithm, and quit. You need to have the discipline to keep going even when it seems like nothing is working in your favor. Strong personal brands have the discipline to stick to their workflow. Developing a workflow is easy. The hard part is going to be sticking to it. Never deviate too far from the plan. Yes, I agree. Over time, as you get better, you may end up switching it up and tweaking it here and there, but try not to reinvent the wheel every time there's a challenge. The importance of sticking to your workflow is mainly about developing and sticking to good habits. In the book Atomic Habits, James Clear says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend picking it up to help you stay disciplined and stay on brand. Strong personal brands have the discipline to stick to the release dates in their content schedule. Deadlines. I know life happens and it's easy to get distracted, but you have to hit your deadlines. A lot of us show up for work more than we show up for ourselves. To build a strong personal brand, you need to have the discipline to show up on time. This might mean having hard conversations with your loved ones so that they can help you stay disciplined and focused on achieving your goals. This makes me remember when I was studying to become an ITIL master. Normally after dinner, my wife and I would hang out and watch our favorite shows, The Office and Parks and Recreation, until bedtime. As much as I love doing this, I needed to set aside time after work to study. This meant that for almost a whole year, we had to adjust our quality time schedule. Developing discipline gives you authority and credibility in your space. You must have the discipline to continue to learn new skills and commit to working on yourself every day. Not just to become better creators or businesses, but to become better human beings. Successful YouTube channels are strong personal brands. Strong personal brands stay consistent. They stay consistent with their why. They are consistent about who they are, what they do, and who they do it for. They consistently practice being disciplined. In my opinion, consistency is the true driver of results and rapid growth. Consistency builds trust, authority, and authenticity. When you're consistent, people get to know and connect with you on a deeper level. When you think about it, this is how we fall in love with people and how people fall in love with us. The more time we spend with others and show them who we are, the more of an opportunity they get to know what we stand for and what similarities and differences we have. Consistency helps people know what to expect from you and when to expect it from you. It holds us accountable to the things we say and the things we do. When you consistently show up for people, people consistently show up for you. Always remember, YouTube is a place where people are searching for connection. You never know what someone else is going through. They could be depending on your video to lift their spirits after a hard day at work. Or they could be waiting for more information from you on the next steps they need to take in their journey. Whatever the reason, they're depending and counting on you to show up. If you promise your audience you'll be there every Friday at 8 p.m., make it a point to be there because they're counting on you. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned in life is when you consistently show up for people, people always show up for you. Gratitude is the attitude. I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all of my subscribers. Everyone who's been commenting and showing me love and support, and the engagement has been great. Just a quick reminder, I'm going to be giving away a free copy of YouTube Secrets once they hit 100 subscribers. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for information on how you can enter to win yourself a free copy of this book. And once again, thank you again for all the support. Tonight I went with the money green, right? We go with the money green tonight. That's all right. It hype and it nice about here. Yeah.